It's not incredibly common for celebrities to leave the entertainment industry to pursue lives of faith, but it has happened. There have been a few notable figures over the years who have turned their back on fame and fortune to devote more time to God. Join Facts First as we take a look at celebrities who left Hollywood for God. Rick Moranis. Any fan of 1980s comedies will immediately recognize SCTV alum and popular comedic actor Rick Moranis. But not everyone will have made the observation that the actor seems to have been missing since the early 90s. As it turns out, he didn't just disappear for no reason. He made a conscious choice to leave the industry to get closer to God after the tragic death of his wife in 1991. Her name was Anne, and Rick and their 2 children survived her. After the death of his wife Anne, Rick felt it would be difficult to continue working in Hollywood while trying to take care of his 2 kids as a single dad. Instead, Rick made the choice to abandon his career as an actor and attempt to live a normal life. For Rick, part of living a normal life has been trying to strengthen his faith. Despite the fact that Rick has essentially been absent from the media for 3 decades, he did recently appear in a commercial alongside actor Ryan Reynolds for a cell company called Mint Mobile. Perhaps he'll be ready to step back into the spotlight now that his bond with God has been properly strengthened. Cat Stevens. With the release of the album Tea for Tillerman in 1970, folk singer Cat Stevens became one of the most prominent musical artists of the 70s. But an experience in which the folk singer almost drowned in 1976 changed his life completely, and he's dedicated himself much more strongly to his faith than his music. He can still be found performing music under the name Yusuf Islam, but does so only in the name of his creator. When Yusuf Islam does deign himself to take the stage nowadays, it's most often in support of some kind of charitable cause. Chris Tucker. Chris Tucker is a phenomenal stand-up comedian and actor who became a superstar thanks to his breakout performance in the 1995 sleeper hit Friday. Following that, he became even better known thanks to his role in Rush Hour, which he starred in alongside martial arts legend Jackie Chan. Although Chris Tucker opted out of returning for Friday's 2 sequels, he appeared in both Rush Hour 2 and 3. Despite the immense amount of success Chris Tucker found in Hollywood, he soon came to the decision that the entertainment industry wasn't for him. His change of heart occurred soon after the filming of the 1997 movie Money Talks. Chris's growing relationship with God was the reason he turned down the 2 sequels to Friday, though he felt the Rush Hour franchise provided more family-friendly entertainment. In the days since Rush Hour 3, Chris has become even more removed from the spotlight as his relationship with God has strengthened even further. Nowadays, he isn't above taking the occasional acting role, but he spends the vast majority of his time performing family-friendly stand-up comedy. This comedy isn't nearly as successful as his old stand-up, and likely wouldn't tickle the funny bone of those who knew the comedian from his comparatively risque performance in Friday. But Chris is certainly proud of the work he's doing. He's appeared in 2 films since Rush Hour 3, Silver Linings Playbook and Billy Lynn's Long Halftime Walk. This suggests that, regardless of his faith, Chris is still willing to appear on the screen so long as he deems the work to be of high enough quality. Hey, if you're enjoying this video so far, be sure to give it a like and subscribe to Facts First for more. And stick around for more celebrities who abandoned Hollywood for God. Kirk Cameron. Until age 17, former TV star Kirk Cameron claimed he was an atheist. However, a transformative experience during his years working on Growing Pains opened the star's eyes up to the existence of God. From that moment forward, Kirk has dedicated his life to sharing the message of his creator. But that doesn't necessarily mean Kirk has left the entertainment industry. Instead, the former TV icon has spent his time making faith-based movies for Christian audiences, such as 2014's Saving Christmas. Although Kirk's time as a Christian film star hasn't made him quite as popular with global audiences as his tenure as a teen idol did, Kirk is content with his decreased fame so long as he's following God. While Kirk Cameron maintains a strong base of fans among the faith-based community, some mainstream audiences have criticized him in recent years for his decidedly negative views on homosexuality. The majority of the controversy came when Kirk appeared on Piers Morgan Tonight. On the program, Kirk said being homosexual was unnatural. Angus T. Jones. Angus T. Jones is another former child star who started out on a majorly successful TV series before calling it quits on mainstream entertainment altogether. Angus came to prominence playing the kid on 2.5 Men. He was quite young when the series began, and audiences got to watch him blossom into young adulthood. But they were likely unaware of one specific change that was happening within the boy's head. As he started coming of age, he became more and more interested in devoting his life to his faith. According to Angus, he felt like a hypocrite during his final years on 2.5 Men because the series' themes didn't jibe with his own religious views. Since Angus finally broke free from the series, he's dedicated the majority of his time to his faith. In 2012, he publicly called 2.5 Men trash. Stephen Baldwin. Stephen Baldwin's escape from the entertainment industry in the wake of his Christian transformation made the Baldwin brothers slightly easier to keep track of. Before finding God, Stephen could be seen in such features as Biodome and The Flintstones in Viva Rock Vegas. While neither film was critically successful, they were both big hits with audiences and helped Stephen make a memorable impression during his time in the industry. According to Stephen Baldwin, it was the events of 9/11 that caused him to reevaluate his faith and decide he wanted to strengthen his connection with his creator. Several years later, Stephen made the transition from working in entertainment to working in conservative radio. Stephen's work on conservative radio has given him an opportunity to share his faith with the world. His radio work features him working alongside fellow conservative Kevin McCulloch. Montell Jordan. Regardless of age, most people have likely heard the classic 90s hip-hop song, This Is How We Do It. Montell Jordan recorded that song, and though it became a huge hit, Montell claimed to have a religious vision not long after its release that inspired him to take a step back from the mainstream music industry and pursue a career in gospel music. In addition to becoming a minister, former hip-hop artist Montell Jordan has released his very own gospel album called Shake Heaven. Dolores Hart. Dolores Hart is a former actress notable for having been the one to give music legend Elvis Presley his very first on-screen kiss. This was in 1957's Loving You. After her appearance in the film, she went on to appear in a few other films before leaving the industry. Due to Dolores' inclusion in this video, you might have assumed the reason she did so was because she found God. Over the course of the 60s, she left Hollywood and instead became a nun. Dolores' story was documented in the film God is the Bigger Elvis, which was nominated for the Academy Award for Best Documentary. Now it's time to hear from you. Were you surprised to hear about any of these stars leaving Hollywood for God? Let us know in the comments section below. And before you go, make sure you give this video a like and subscribe to FactsVerse if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content.